Have you ever heard the term trim position or moving the hoop to a new position while you're embroidering? Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, and we are doing free video tutorials on all the fun little tips and tricks that you can learn on the Husqvarna Viking Designer Epic 3. We have done over 100 videos, and you can find the link to them in the description below, along with links to our most popular online courses for you to master this machine even further. So we have a design that we're just going to add a little bit of a hello to. So it's Hello Winter. This is from a previous tutorial we were working through. But one of the things I love to show new students, especially new Husqvarna Viking owners that don't realize that this is a thing, is when you're on the stitch out screen. So we've already loaded our design and then touched the bottom corner to go to stitch out, embroidery stitch out, that's where we're at. We've even been in the stitch out progress. That's how you can see like where you are color wise or what stitch you're on. If you don't want that up, you can kind of minimize it and kind of make it not so busy on your screen. But right beside it is an option called hoop position, and this is the topic of this video. In hoop position, we have 4 things that you can choose. Current stitch position, which as it shows, that's where the little plus is on the design. And as you can see on the hoop, that is exactly where the foot is about to start. Down here, we also have what's called center position. So let's just say you wanted the hoop to kind of move to the center, and this is helpful from time to time when the project is so big. Maybe you need to move that over here and do some adjustment or move something around. You have the ability to actually kind of just say, hey, to the machine, just move the needle. And this can be done during the embroidery process. So it's not going to like reset it or anything. This is just where you want the hoop to be for whatever you need to get done. Sometimes as we do some applique, maybe we want, if the next stitch is going to be way down here, so that makes it really close, we might put it to center position, and then we can get our hands in here to put like the piece of fabric. Now the one that I mentioned at the beginning was what's called trim position. Now Husqvarna Viking and FOF machines have this feature, and whenever I teach a class with other brands of sewing machines and embroidery machines, they always wish they had this. So instead of just center position, there is something called trim position. Trim position, which I love, moves the needle to the far upper right corner of your hoop. What it does is it moves this whole hoop to you like a tray. So for example, if you had done an applique, and maybe it's not a really hard, complex applique, you could take your scissors without having to take the hoop off and actually trim down the applique. Okay, maybe it's just to get a piece removed. And when you go to start, all you have to do is touch your start button. That's probably the most common question is, do I need to make sure that needle is brought back to the design, or can I just push start? I'll tell you what, when you push start, that needle needs to go back to where it was. It knows what it's supposed to be doing and will do just that. But wait, there's more. I'm going to actually return this needle to current stitch position, just so you can see this. There is another way to get to trim position on one of these buttons here without having to come over to your screen and open up the hoop position area. So if this is closed up, or maybe you have stitch out progress on your screen because you're following along, making sure your colors are in the right order, you have the option to touch the needle up down button, okay, so the one right in the middle, and that is your quick button to go to trim position. Isn't that awesome? And if you push it again, it will go back to the last stitch that it was on. So if you felt like you wanted to move it without the machine just doing it automatically, you have a button right at your fingertips for that one feature, trim position. And when I get my students going on their Embroidery Essentials online course, that is one of the things that they just absolutely love. And after they do it and use it a couple times, It is ingrained and they never forget it. And so much of the time, you don't have to take the hoop off to do some of those basic trimming. Like I said, if your design is very detailed, lots of little ridges, like a whole very complex like sunflower, and you're going in and out, even I can't do that with just the hoop on the machine. I need to take it off, put it on a flat surface, not my lap, and then like twist the hoop as I use my applique scissors to get in and trim it all out. So just keep that in mind. If it's too complex or you can't reach a certain area, then of course, take your hoop off, trim, and put it back on. And that's another thing people ask me about, like, how does the machine know where it is? Well, it knows what stitch it's on. That embroidery arm moving this way, and then the hoop moving this way, it knows exactly what stitch it's on at any given time. Even if you turn off the machine and turn it back on, it remembers where it is within the design. So as long as you have started stitching one stitch, 3 stitches, 100 stitches, if you turn the machine off and turn it back on, it will come right back to the exact stitch it left off. And that is also a wonderful feature as we talk. Okay, let's go back in. Hoop position. We had trim position, and then there is park position. Now, park position is really just the feature of taking that embroidery arm and sending it all the way to the far left side. And the reason for that is for when you need to take your embroidery unit off the machine and it needs to fit into your storage bag, whether you're traveling to a class or just putting it away, and that's how you save it. But please keep in mind that just when you are done with a design and you go back out to the other screen after you're done here, that arrow will also move that embroidery arm all the way to that far left position. But if you feel like you want to park it before you actually leave the screen, that would be one way to do it. So we don't use that one as much, but there's a time and place that you could actually need it. And so I do like that they have that on screen. When you're done in the hoop position area, go ahead and just touch that tab to close it down, and you don't have to have it open all the time. So remember, this button, your needle up-down button, the one right in the middle, is going to be your absolute best friend for any time you're working with in the hoop projects. We have a couple in the hoop projects for you in our Machine Embroidery 101 course, and of course our most popular class, the Embroidery Essentials course, and our newest one, which is perfect for mastering this machine, the Husqvarna Viking Design Positioning Masterclass. So you have to position 20 designs to all link up to make this beautiful whole cloth wall hanging. And after doing hoopings 20 times, you don't even have to hoop straight. It helps you hoop crooked. You will find that you will have mastered one more amazing part of the Husqvarna Viking Designer Epic 3. So click on the links in the descriptions below. You'll find all the courses that we recommend for this particular machine, along with the complete playlist of all the free tutorials that you can work through and master this machine from start to finish. Happy sewing, everyone!